Good afternoon all. In today's DC lecture, we are going to study the topic mutual information. Without wasting our time, we will start with the main concept of this mutual information, channel capacity, channel coding, what are the properties of mutual information. We are going to cover these points. The mutual information denoted by I of xy of a channel is defined by I of xy is equals to h of x upon x dash y, h of y b per symbol. The mutual information I of xy represents the certainty about the channel input that is resolved by observing the channel output. Properties of I of xy. I of xy is equals to I of yx. Mutual information is symmetric. I of xy is greater than or equals to 0, that is it is non-negative. Okay. I of xy is equals to h of y minus h of y upon x. I of xy is equals to h of x plus h of y minus h of xy. This diagram illustrating the relations among various channels entropy. Clear? One circle is there, that is the h of xy is there, here h of yx is there. Then in mutual information means combined part of both h of x and h of y, that is mutual information. It is denoted by I of x comma y. Some information from x side, some information from h of y of x side. Clear? We are going to study all detail about the mutual information now. Mutual information, let us consider a channel whose output is y and input is x. Let the entropy for prior uncertainty be x is equals to hx. This is assumed before the input is applied. Okay. To know about the uncertainty of the output after the input is applied, let us consider conditional entropy given that y is equals to yk. Hence, h of x upon yk is equals to the summation of j is equals to 0j minus 1p xj yk log 2 of 1p into xj upon yk. This is the random variable for h of x y is equals to y0. H of x upon y is equals to yk. These probabilities p y0, p yk minus 1 respectively. This means value of h of x upon y is equals to yk for output alphabet y is h of x upon y is equals to summation of k is equals to 0k minus 1x makes x upon y is equals to yk into p of k, p of yk, summation of k or 0k minus 1, summation of j is equals to 0j minus p 1 upon 1 p xj yk, p of yk log 2 1 upon p xj upon yk. Clear? After solving, summation of k is equals to 0k minus 1, summation of j is equals to 0j minus 1 p of xj comma yk log 2 1 upon p xj upon yk. Here we transform this yxj in the form of comma because its mutual information have a symmetrical property. Okay. Now considering both the uncertainty conditions before and after applying the inputs, we come to know that the difference, that is h of x minus h of x upon x as to y, must represent the uncertainty about the channel input that is resolved by observing the channel output. This is called as a mutual information of the channel. denoting the mutual information as I of xy, we can write the whole thing in an equation as follows. Here is the equation: I of x comma y is equals to h of x minus h x y. Hence, this is the equational representation of a mutual information. This is the standard format of equational representation of the mutual information. Properties of mutual information. These are the properties of mutual information. First is mutual information of channel is symmetric. It is represented in equational form as I x y is equals to I of y x. Second property is mutual information is negative. I of x y is greater than or equal to 0. Mutual information can be expressed in terms of entropy of channel output. I of x y is equals to h of y minus h of y of x, where h of y x is conditional entropy. Mutual information of the channel is related to the joint entropy of the channel input and the channel output. Okay, I of x comma y is equals to h of x plus h of y minus h of x comma y, where the joint entropy h of x comma y is defined by h of x comma y is equals to summation of I is equals to 0j minus 1. Summation of k is equals to 0k minus 1 p of xj minus yk log 2 of 1 p x I yk. Channel capacity. Here is the channel capacity per symbol Cs. The channel capacity per symbol of DMC is defined. Cs is equals to max I of x comma y bits per symbol, max h of x minus h of x upon y. This is the channel capacity per symbol in database digital communication. Channel capacity per second C. If R symbols are being transmitted per second, then the maximum rate of transmission of information per second is R into Cs, where C is equals to RCS bit per second. Noise free or noiseless channel. I of xy is equals to h of x minus h of x upon y. H of x minus 0. Okay, then we get the h of x. I of x comma y is equals to h of x is equals to h of y is equals to h of x comma y. Capacity of the channel is denoted by C is equals to maximum of I x comma y, maximum of h of x log m. Okay, in noise free. Here is the noiseless channel. H of xy is equals to h of y, h of x upon y, h of x comma y minus h of y is equals to 0. Also we know h of xy is equals to h of x. Therefore I in bracket x comma y is equals to h of x plus h of y minus h of xy. Therefore the Ixy is equals to h of x. Then capacity is C is equals to maximum of I x comma y. Maximum of h of x is there. Log m bits per channel used. Okay. Here is discrete deterministic channel. If what happen in this deterministic channel, h of xy is equals to h of x. Then h of y upon x is equals to h of x comma y minus h of x is equals to 0. Then let it I of xy is equals to h of x plus h of y minus h of xy. Then what we get, I of xy is equals to h of y. Then the capacity is C is the maximum I of in bracket x minus y, the max xy, log n bits per channel used. Clear? We see this channel capacity in detail here. Channel capacity. Is my screen is visible to you? Is it okay? Okay. Then channel capacity, we have so far discussed mutual information. The maximum average mutual information is an instant of a signaling interval. When transmitted by a discrete memoryless channel, the probabilities of the rate of maximum reliable transmission of data can be understood as the channel capacity. It is denoted by C and is measured in bits per channel used. Discrete memoryless source. Discrete memoryless source, a source from which the data is being emitted at successive interval which is independent of previous values, can be termed as discrete memoryless source. The source is discrete as it is not considered for a continuous time interval but at discrete time intervals. This source is memoryless as it is fresh at each instant of time. Without considering the previous values, the code produced by a discrete memoryless source has to be efficiently represented, which is an important problem in communications. For this to happen, there are code words which represents this source code. For example, in telegraphy, we use Morse code in which the alphabets are denoted by marks and space. In Morse code, what happen? Alphabets are denoted by spaces and marks is there. Clear? If the letter E is considered, which is mostly used, it is denoted by, whereas the letter Q, which is rarely used, is denoted by this dash dash dot. Okay. Let us take a look at the block diagram. Discrete memoryless source SK, source encoder BK, binary sequence is there. Block diagram where SK is the output of discrete memoryless source and BK is the output of the source encoder, which is represented by zeros and ones. The encoded sequence is such that it is conveniently decoded at the receiver. Let us assume that the source has an alphabet with k different symbols and that the kth symbol sk occurs with the probability pk, where k is equals to 0, 1, k minus 1 is there. Let the binary code word assigned to the symbol sk by the encoder having length lk measured in bits. Hence, we define the average code word length capital L of the source encoder as L dash 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 is equals to summation of k is equals to 0k minus 1 pk Lk. Capital L represents the average number of bits per source symbol. If L minimum possible values of L is there, then the coding frequency can be defined as efficiency L minimum into L dash. with L dash 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 is greater than equal to L minimum, we will have eta is equals to less than or equal to 1, where the source encoder is considered if efficient when efficiency is equals to 1. For this, the value L minimum has to be determined. Okay, let us refer to the definition. Given a discrete memoryless source of entropy H of green, the average code word length L for any source encoding is bounded as L dash greater than or equal to h of eta. In simpler words, the code word example Morse code for the word QUEUE is dash dot dash double dot dash triple dot dash dot is always greater than or equals to the source code QUEUE in the code word are greater than or equals to the alphabets in the source code. Hence, with L minimum h of eta, the efficiency of the source encoder in terms of entropy h of eta may be written as efficiency h of eta into L dash. This source coding theorem is called as noiseless coding theorem, as it establishes an error-free encoding. It is also called as Shannon's first theorem. Now, as we know, the noise present in the channel create unwanted error between the noise present in the channel creates unwanted error between the input and output sequences of a digital communication system. The error probability should be very low, nearly less than or equal to 10 minus 6 for the reliable communication. The noise present in the channel creates unwanted error between the input and output sequence of the digital communication system. The error probability should be very low, nearly less than 10 minus 6 for the reliable communication. The channel coding in the communication system introduces redundancy with a control as it to improve the reliability of the system. The source coding reduces redundancy to improve the efficiency of the system. Channel coding consists of two parts of action: mapping incoming data sequence into a channel input sequence, inverse mapping channel output sequence into an output data sequence. The final target is that the overall effect of the channel noise should be minimized. The mapping is done by the transmitter with the help of an encoder, whereas the inverse mapping is done by the decoder in the receiver. Clear? In channel coding, let us consider a discrete memoryless channel with entropy h of eta. Ts indicates the symbols that eta gives per second. Channel capacity indicated by C. Channel can be used for every Ts seconds. Hence, the maximum capability of the channel is C of Ts. Hence, the data sent h of entropy Ts. If h of entropy Ts greater less than or equal to Cts, it means the transmission is good and can be reproduced with a small probability of error. In this CTC is a crucial rate of channel capacity. If h of eta Ts is equal to Cts, then the system is said to be signaling at a critical rate. Conversely, if h of eta Ts is greater than Cts, then the transmission is not possible. Hence, the maximum rate of transmission is equals to the critical rate of the channel capacity for reliable error-free messages, which can take place over a discrete memoryless channel. This is called as channel coding theorem. Noise or error in the main problem in the signal which disturb the reliability of the communication system. Error control coding is the coding procedure done to control the occurrence of error. These techniques helps in error detection and error correction. There are many different errors correcting codes depending upon the mathematical principles applied to them. But historically, these codes have been classified into linear blocks codes and convolution codes. Okay, in linear block codes, the parity bits and message bits have a linear combination, which means that the resultant code word in the linear combination of any two code words. Let us consider some blocks of data which contains k bits in each block. These bits are mapped with the blocks which has bits in each block. Here n is the greater than the k. The transmitter adds redundant bits which are n minus k bits. The ratio k upon n is the code rate. It is denoted by r and the value of r is less than 1. The n minus k bits added here, the parity bits. Parity bits help in error detection and error correction, and also in locating the data in the data being transmitted. The leftmost bits of the code were corresponding to the message bit and rightmost bit of the code were corresponding to the parity bit. Okay, semantic code. Any linear block code can be systematic code until it is altered. Hence, it unaltered blocks code is called as a semantic code. Following is the representation of the structure of code word according to their allocation. See here, message bits are denoted by k and the parity bits are denoted by n minus k bit. Okay, it's a structure of code word. Clear? Following is the representation of a structure of code word according to their allocation. Systematic code. If the message is not altered, then it is called as systematic code. Clear? When message is called alter code? If the message is not altered, then it is called as systematic code. It means the encryption of the data should not be changed the data. Okay. Systematic code. The message is not altered, then it is called as systematic code. It means the encryption of the data should not change the data. Okay. Convolution code is there. So far in the linear codes we have discussed that the systematic unaltered code is preferred. Here the data of total n bits is transmitted. K bits are message bits and n minus k bits are parity bits. In the process of encoding, the parity bits are subtracted from the whole data and the message bits are encoded. Now the parity bits are again added and the whole data is again encoded. Okay. Following figures quotes an example for block of data and stream of data used for transmission of information. Here, first is example for block of data and second is example for stream of data. Observe it carefully. Next is convolution code. The whole process stated above is tedious, which has drawbacks. The allotment of buffer is the main problem here when the system is busy. This drawback is cleared in convolution codes where the whole stream of data is assigned system and then transmitted. As the data is a stream of bits, there is no need of buffer for storage. Okay. Hamming code. The linearity property of the code word is that the sum of two code words is also a code word. Hamming codes are the type of linear error coding correcting codes, okay, which can detect up to 2 bits errors, or they can correct 1 bit errors without the detection of uncorrected errors. While using the Hamming codes, extra parity bits are used to identify a single bit error to get from one bit pattern to the other. Few bits are to be changed in the data. Such number of bits can be termed as Hamming distance. If the parity has a distance of 2, one bit flip can be detected, but this can't be corrected. Also, any 2 bits flips cannot be detected. However, Hamming code is a better procedure than the previously discussed one in error detection and correction. Okay, BCH codes. Binary coded Hamming, BCH. Codes are named after the inventors Bosch, Chaudhary and Hakwalzim. During the BCH code design, there is control of the number of symbols to be corrected, and hence multiple bit correction is possible. BCH codes is a powerful technique in error correcting codes. For any possible integers, m is greater than or equal to 3 and t is less than 2m minus 1, there exists a BCH binary code. Following are the parameters of such code. Block length n is equals to 2m minus 1. Number of parity check digits n minus k is less than or equals to mt. Minimum distance d minimum is greater than or equal to 2t plus 1. This code can be called as a T error correcting BCH code. Okay. Cyclic code. The cyclic property of code word is that any cyclic shift of code word is also a code word. Cyclic code follow this cyclic property. For a linear code C, if every code word, that is C is equals to C1, C2 up to Cn, from C has a cyclic right shift of components, it becomes a code word. This shift of right is equals to n minus 1 cyclic right left shift, hence it is invariant under any shift. So the linear code C as it is invariant under any shift can be called as a cyclic code. Cyclic code are used for error correction. They are mainly used to correct double errors and burst errors. Hence, these are a few errors correcting codes which are to be detected at the receiver. These codes prevent the error from getting introduced and disturb the communication. They also prevent the signal from getting tapped by unwanted receiver. There is a class of signaling techniques to achieve this, which are discussed in next chapter. Okay. Now see, here is binary schematic channel is there. देखो, capacity I of x comma y is equals to h of y minus h of y oblique x. C is the log n minus h of y xj. Okay. C is equals to log 2 plus p log p plus 1 minus p log of 1 minus p. Then 1 plus p log p plus 1 minus p log of 1 minus p, that is 1 minus h of p. Clear? Here is channel encoding theorem from PPT. Okay, as discussed, this is summarized part. Okay, channel encoding has the major function of modifying the binary stream in such a way that the errors in the received signal can be detected and corrected. These are basically forwarded error correction techniques as compared to automatic repeating. Compared to automatic repeat request techniques where error can be corrected at these are typically forward error correction techniques as compared to automatic repeat request techniques where error can be corrected at the receiver without the need of request a retransmission. Okay, Shannon's has derived a theorem called Shannon's second theorem so that the error probability is minimum. Consider a discrete memoryless source with entropy h of x bits per second. Consider r is the rate of at which symbols are generated. R is equals to 1 upon Ts. Average information rate R is equals capital R is equals to small r into h of x bit d per second h of x upon Ts. Let C be the capacity of the channel. IB is the bits per channel used. The channel is used every Ts second. Hence capacity per unit time is equals to C into R, C oblique Tc bits per second. Shannon's second theorem. For DMS with X messages having entropy h of x produces symbol every Ts second and C can be capacity, then the h of x upon Ts is less than or equal to C by Tc. There exists a coding scheme for which the source output can be transmitted over channel and be reconstructed with small error probability. Conversely, if h of x upon Ts is greater than C by Tc, then it is not possible to transmit information over channel and reconstruct with small error probability. Differential entropy and mutual information for continuous assemble. In a continuous channel, an information source produces a continuous signal x of t. The set of possible signals is considered as an ensemble of waveforms generated by some ergodic random process. Thus, the average amount of information per sample value of x of t is measured by h of x is equals to minus integration of minus infinity to infinity f of x fx of x log 2 fx of x dx beat per samples where minus fx of x probability density function is there. H of y is equals to minus integration of minus infinity to infinity fy of y log 2 fy of y dy. H of x as to y is equals to minus integration minus infinity to infinity fxy fy is combined x comma y log 2 fx x of y f dx dy. Clear? The average mutual information is in a continuous channel is defined I of xy is equals to h of x minus h of x of y or h of I of xy is equals to h of y or minus h of yx. Information capacity theorem. Shannon's third theorem is this information capacity theorem. Okay, the information can be transmitted over channel reliably and it depends on bandwidth and signal to noise ratio. Thus, channel coding techniques increases the reliability on data transmission as they have error detecting and correcting capacity. Consider a stationary process x of t band limited to the b of z. Let xk be a continuous random variable obtained by uniform sampling at a rate of 2 bits samples per second. These samples are transmitted over noisy channel in t seconds. Then number of samples are given by k is equals to 2bt. The channel output is mixed with awaken AWGN noise with 0 mean and PSD of n O's by 2. Let P the average power transmitted given by E of x square k is equals to P. Let yk be the received signal at a receiver end. Yk is equals to x clip मतलब at the output we get our main signal plus noisy signal then xk plus nk. Then information capacity of the channel is C is equals to max I of xk yk e x square k is equals to p, where maximization is over f of x and I of x comma y is given by I of xk yk is equals to b of yk minus b of yk as x of k. Read this one. B of yk is equals to 1 upon 2 log of 2 pi e p plus here consider example. Consider an AWGN channel with 4 kHz bandwidth and the noise power spectral density eta by 2 is equals to 10 raised to minus 12 W per Hz. The signal power required at the receiver is 0.1 milliwatt. Okay, calculate the capacity of the channel. We have to calculate the capacity of the channel. So solution is given B is equals to 4000 Hz, S is equals to 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 3 W, N is equals to eta B is equals to 2 of 10 raised to minus 12, okay, into 4000 is equals to 8 into 10 raised to minus 9 W. Thus S upon N, they put the values of S and N together. After solving we get the 1.25 into 10 raised to 4. Now for channel capacity C is equals to B log 2 in bracket 1 plus S upon N. Then put the values of B 4000 log 2 1 plus put the values of S upon N we calculate first, then 1.25 9 10 raised to 4 is there. After solving we get the 54.44 into 10 raised to 3 beat per second. In next slide example is there. Calculate the capacity of an AWGN channel with a bandwidth of 1 megahertz. S by N ratio of 40 dB. Then what is the solution? The capacity of AWGN channel is given by C is equals to B log 2 1 plus S upon N beat per second, where B is the channel bandwidth and Sn is the signal to noise ratio. Then given is 10 log 10 S of n is equals to 40. then S of n is equals to 10 raised to 4 and B is equals to 1 megahertz is there. Then C is equals to 1.log2 1 plus 10 raised to 4 is equals to 13.29 MB per second. These are the examples. Now the last topic of this chapter is differential entropy, which we have to study in detail. Differential entropy is a concept in information theory that began as an attempt by Shannon to extend the idea of entropy, the measuring of average surprisal of a random variable to continuous probability distribution. Unfortunately, Shannon did not derive this formula and rather just assume it was the correct continuous analogous of discrete entropy. But it is not. The actual continuous version of discrete entropy is the limiting density of discrete points, which is denoted by capital LDDP. Differential entropy is commonly encountered in the illustrated but it is a limiting case of the LDDP and one that loses its fundamental association with discrete entropy. Definition: differential entropy of definition is the differential entropy of a continuous random variable x with probability density function p of x is defined as h of x is equals to minus integration of infinity to plus infinity p of x into log 2px dx. The differential entropy is not the limiting case of the entropy. The entropy of continuous distribution is indefinite. The differential entropy is not invariant under the coordinates transformation by itself. It has no fundamental physical meaning, but it occurs often even to have a name. The Gaussian probability distribution P of x 1 upon 2 pi eta xpdx plays a major role in the information problem of all probability distributions with variance square. The Gaussian distribution has the largest differential entropy given by h of x is equals to 12 log 2 pi e eta 2. The differential entropy of a vector of length n whose components are independently identically distributed Gaussian random variable. Okay, this is the last concept. Now we summarize which topic is covered in this chapter in digital communication. This is the chapter number 5th. Here we cover all the topics: introduction to information theory, entropy and its properties, source coding theorem, Huffman coding, Shannon-Fenton coding, their examples, discrete memoryless channels, mutual information, properties of mutual information, channel capacity, channel coding theorem, differential entropy and mutual information for continuous ensemble information capacity theorem. These all points are covered here. Thank you and all the best for the exam.